So, as some of you may know, Hanukkah started on the 14th, and I believe it's an 8 day celebration. People go out, people have a good time, and they're celebrating Hanukkah, right? And I don't know what it is about December. I feel like every December there's something radical or drastic that ends up happening. And it just happened 2 days ago. Because over in Australia, I know I have a lot of Australians out here, man. Over in Australia, there was a location called Bondi Beach where this Hanukkah celebration event was taking place, right? Obviously, there's a whole bunch of people ranging from different age groups, all in attendance. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. During that same event, a father and son come out and start opening fire in the crowd. Now, mind you, this is not the United States. And it feels kind of fucked up to say that, but let's just keep it real. It's way more common for stuff like this to happen in America. This happened in Australia. Apparently, a father son duo bring an arsenal out a couple hundred yards away, not even far. I mean, we're going to go through some video. The attack plan seemed very sloppy. I'm talking father son come out with rifles and shotguns and start opening fire into the crowd. Upwards of 16 people are dead and many more are wounded. You know what I'm saying? The numbers are fluctuating, so we're not exactly sure until, a couple more days later. But it's a lot of people killed. I'm not sure exactly where the number is, but there are many people injured. And there's a lot of heroes in this story as well. So we're going to go ahead and check this thing out. It's horrific, bro. And this is why I think the last thing that made me kind of made me feel like this was that Las Vegas shooting. And there's a lot of conspiracy around that. The person in the big tall building with the big arsenal of like 50 guns or some shit. This to me reminds me of that type of a setup. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and check this thing out. This was definitely, in my opinion, I mean, even the sun was red flag for possible ISIS interests in the past before. So we're going to go ahead and break this thing down. There's so much information coming out at the moment, but let's go ahead and see what we can understand thus far. Let's go ahead and check this out. So CBS News had posted, and a lot of, whenever these things happen, there's a lot of things that don't make too much sense to me. The father was 50 years old. Like, maybe I just haven't made it to 50 yet, and I don't understand what's going through somebody's mind at 50 years old. But this whole attack situation seems like a young man's game to me, in my opinion. But that's neither here nor there. I just want to point that out. It says, according to CBS, the 50-year-old father, identified by police as Sajid Akram, was shot and killed by police. And Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said Monday that the 24-year-old son remained in the hospital in a coma. So they Swiss cheesed them basically, and that's what they deserved. Based on his medical condition, it is likely that the person may face criminal charges. New South Wales Police Commissioner Mal Lanyon has said without getting into further details. The 24-year-old suspect was identified as Naveed Akram, according to U.S. intelligence officials briefed on the investigation. CBS News has also reviewed Naveed Akram's New South Wales driver's license. Authorities said Sunday they had identified the father as a licensed gun owner. Now, mind you, these guys are moving around with passports. They're not overly flagged on any systems. They're just living life. So I feel like it seems like, and I think this happens in every country probably, but there's an organization that lives within Australia just waiting. They might be anti this, anti that. We don't know. But the fact that these guys were able to be fully integrated into society. I think one had an Australian passport, one had an Indian passport. Like, they're just moving. Regular people just moving around. That screams to me that there's a base somewhere to where these people are being taught that, and they're being taught that it's okay to just go massacre people because we have differences of opinions or we have extreme beliefs of some sort. That's just my opinion. But let's move on. Let's get a little footage. I'm not sure how much of this I could show, man. But it's pretty, viewer discretion advised. Now, this is a clip to where father, 50-year-old, whatever his name is, he walks into the Hanukkah, just guns up, and everybody's so starstruck And I feel like this is what happens when you freeze up. People are just standing there getting picked off.
Oh my God.
Look at him, slowly reloading, taking his time. Disgusting. He's over here shooting, going back and forth like this is a war movie. Cool, Dad. This is me and you together, Dad. Huh, Dad. Man, listen, you ruined your whole life. And I hope he pulls through that coma, too. All the time they do this little, I'm going to do this and I'm going to end it all for myself, too. No, f you. We want you alive, bitch. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Like he's playing a video game. Like this shit's Call of Duty. Like he's just, man, listen, bro. I don't know what the reason was for this specifically. Everybody's calling it a terrorist attack. Obviously, there's a lot of Jewish people celebrating Hanukkah. These guys are, there's obvious implications here. But again, we're not ever going to know the root to this because these guys are clearly pawns, bro. I don't think that this was something done by, like, I don't think they created this plan in their heads alone. I think there is a central belief that's being fed to these people and they're sending out agents. But, let's continue. That's Pops right there. Reloading the shotgun like a little bitch.
Hey, stay there.
So that was the first angle, right? And apparently these guys were so, I don't want to say they were so inadequate, but they were so unprepared, it seemed, that multiple people were able to jump them. Now let's go to the first couple that unfortunately passed away, bro. Unfortunately, but one thing I will say about the Australians, they don't really be sitting around too much when the shit hits the fan. I'm talking old man, old woman. Let's just get to this thing real quick because it don't matter who you are. It seems like the Australian community be jumping on that threat as soon as possible, gun in hand or not. But let's go ahead and roll the clip of the tragic first situation of the couple attempting to stop them before they even got this far into the massacre. Now, this clip is from The Guardian, and you're going to see in a freeze frame. We can't show too much because they literally shoot the couple dead. You know what I mean? So we can't show the whole thing. But this was the first incident where someone knew something was wrong and they attempted to stop it. And they almost did. Now look ahead. It's that Volvo up there. I think it's a Volvo. You see the gunman get charged by the old man in the the purple shirt. Now in the back. It seems to me like this bystander was actually able to get that shotty off of him, bro. And this is going to be a reoccurring theme, which is why I feel like these guys were unprepared. He got the shotgun off of him. The only reason they died was because the secondary shooter was able to get them. So, I mean, in my opinion, these two are some heroes. These two are some heroes, man, and he should have just pulled the trigger. He should have just pulled the trigger. He should have took that shotgun and said, kablow. But I guess that's illegal. But let's continue. This is just another angle. You could tell he wrestles them to the ground. They fall over. Shotgun falls. He takes the shotgun. See that? He takes the shotgun. Obviously, you can't shoot no unarmed man. You probably go to jail. Real unfortunate. I don't even think he knew that there was a second gunman. And apparently this banner at the front of this car is like propaganda for ICE and shit. I'm not sure exactly the origins of it, but I heard on another channel that this is definitely ICE propaganda and extremist propaganda that they have like bannered over the front of their car. So we could already tell what type of people these are. And here's another interesting fact that CBS News uncovered for everybody about the couple of gunmen, right? Apparently they were doing a little traveling before the attack. You know, it says here at the news conference on Tuesday local time, Linden also confirmed reports that the two alleged gunmen traveled to the Philippines last month. The exact location and purpose of this trip are under investigation, he said. There is no way that you could tell me that there's not a connection between them doing this massacre and them going to the Philippines last month. Again, you know, you feed somebody enough propaganda to brainwash them, and they start feeling that their lives themselves are not as big as the master plan and they can sacrifice themselves. You have yourself a sleeper agent, bro, because it doesn't make sense. 50-year-old father, 20-something, your 24-year-old son, and they're just gonna go rock out. They're just gonna go shoot everybody. In my opinion, that don't make too much sense, bro. But let's continue. It even says, in addition to two homemade ISIS flags found on Naveed Akron's vehicle, improvised explosive devices were also recovered by the police on Tuesday. But anyways, let's get to a more triumphant part of this story, because again, the untrained or just the idiot gunman gets his gun taken away from him yet again. And this time he goes to the upper room after he loses that gun. He gets sent, but shit, it's not even the upper room. He gets sent to the lower room to burn up. But let's go ahead and check this out. This is after the couple has been killed. They've made their route. They're here at the gunfight. Somebody just walks up to him and takes it from he just takes it from him. Like his little bitch. Let's check this out.
Running up. See the man in white there running up and tackling that suspected gunman. There is a struggle, and you can see.
Took that shit. Give me that shit, bitch. Give me that, bitch. And I would have fucking. I don't know what I would have done. Let's just keep it that way. But guess what? When the police come around and they say, "Why did you blast his fucking face off?" I would have been like, I was still in fear for my life, officer. I didn't know if he had the John Wick on him. I don't know if he had the side piece so he could shoot. I just blew his face off, officer. Please and thank you. Fuck you talking about. That's the one mistake the man in the white shirt made, in my opinion. I feel like he has every right to blast that man to the lower room. But hey, listen. I don't know what I would have done in that situation. He takes the rifle, right?
He appears to wrestle what looks like a shotgun out of that man's hands. Now, the individual in white has not at this point been identified, but local leaders are hailing what they say were extraordinary acts of personal courage by people who just jumped in at the scene. It is very likely that that man saved some lives by appearing to disarm that gunman. We know that at least 29 people were taken to
Look at that.
hospital.
Throwing bottles at him. Throw bottles at him. Man, I was that motherfucker. Allegedly, in game. Man, that bottle better. If I throw a bottle, that shit's busting on his head at the very least. Man, shit. The man got disarmed twice in this whole terror attack. What type of shit is this? You didn't practice? Man, I really wish that old couple before this was able to take that gun away from him and blast him away. But unfortunately, it didn't go off that way.
Officers, authorities are saying police were on the scene.
And then you see his little bitch-ass son. You see his little bitch-ass son shooting back at the people who just disarmed him. And he hits them. He hits the same guy who disarmed them.
In a gun battle with these shooters within just minutes. Police are also saying that they found a car linked to the killed gunman, which does appear to contain improvised explosive devices. Now, the bomb squad there in Sydney is probing that vehicle. They are looking for more clues. They are looking for more details about the motives. And Willie, a massive police investigation is now underway, but we can already say at this point that this is one of the worst gun massacres in Australian history.
And I mean, I feel like you just don't see shit like that too often in Australia. Like, I'm not the biggest news coverer of Australia, But just in terms of major news that's just circulating everywhere, a little unheard of for me personally. You guys let me know if that's just something that I'm ignorant to. But anyways, before we get out of here, I want to show you the man, the myth, the legend who took that shotgun and should have blown that man's face off. But I want to show you the man, the myth, the legend who disarmed the guy and took his shotgun.
اشو لكم عم مريت بمرحله الله بيعلم
والحمد لله وبس.
الحمد لله على كل شيء.
ايوه هاي احسن شيء.
Thank you for everything. Thank God for everything. God bless you guys.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
مو حق
Wait, does he have Wingstop on him? They bought that man some Wingstop? I don't even know if they have Wingstop in Australia. Hold on.
كتر الله سعيكم يا شباب. Yeah.
No, that might not be Wingstop. It looked like he got some food on him too, though. Shout out, Buddy, man. I think he got hit in the arm or some shit. He gonna be good though. He gonna be good.
Sorry.
مو حقد معه.
يا اخي تذكرني لا دعينا يا يام.
Like, go, yeah.
الله يطولنا بعمرك وان شاء الله عرضي ان
I
شاء الله.
swear on my
وحاج
honor.
غسان الفردوس بيسلم
حاج
عليك.
غسان على
Take care
راسي الله يطولنا بعمرك يا حاج غسان
Got some
وكتر الله
pilgrims.
سعيكم. ايش بدي اقول لكم والله العظيم
لا تقول شيء يا ابن خالتي هلا انت لازم
انتم بالقلب دعونا
الله يشفيك
He sounds like he's high. I think they dumped them drugs on him. He's on that good shit. My boy is floating right now. Shit. My boy, he probably has one of them clickers to where it starts hurting and you just click it. My boy is floating.
دعونا الله ييسر علينا ويطلعنا من المحنه.
امين ان شاء الله الله كريم.
سلمنا على بشر ويدير باله على حاله.
Look, what a bitch. Yo, the 50-year-old shooter, definition of a bitch, bro. I'm so glad they're able to take that gun from him. We were this close for this little clip being something you would be seeing on Twitter. Because, man, listen. Shit. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna keep my eyes open on this story, man. There's going to be a lot more information coming out. People, the conspiracy theorists on Twitter are going crazy. I don't know what to report that's fake or true, so I have to take my time. Obviously, what I've reported today is obviously factual, all reputable sources. But if we go on Twitter's end of things, there are so many conspiracies flying that seem plausible. So I'm going to keep my eyes open because I'm sure you guys have seen them. I'm not going to bring them up because I don't know if they're true. But there's a lot that could be going on in this story. Before I get out of here, I just want to show you guys the whole Bondi route that they took. This is how close they were. This is how close they were. They're right here on this bridge, and they're the people by the parking lot right before they went to the beach. So if you were lucky enough to be swimming in the beach already, you probably never even got shot at. Anybody who was in the gathering area, pop, pop, boom, bow, boom. I hope his son makes it out. I hope he survives his little coma that he's in right now. Because we need to know why. And on top of that, we need to make you suffer for the rest of your conceivable existence. I feel like that's only right. But anyways, folks, I love you guys. Stay inside, stay safe. You know what I mean? Check your surroundings. Be safe out there, man. It's Christmas time. It might be the season of giving for you, but it might be the season of taking for other people. So keep that shit in mind. I'm going to get up out of here.